Hello everyone, welcome back to Gent Watches. Today we're going to be continuing with Yofukashi no Uta, Call of the Night. This is episode 12 of the show. I may have said last episode, which was actually posted only a few days ago at this point, 2 days ago maybe. I may have said in the previous Call of the Night video that was the penultimate episode, which would imply that this is the last episode. That's not true. This is the penultimate episode. Next week is the last episode. I made a mistake because there are some shows this season with 12 and some with 13. It's tough to keep track in my head. For some reason, I thought Call of the Night had 12 episodes. But I don't actually know for sure that I said that in last video, but I was thinking it at least. But no, this is going to be the second to last episode. Last week we set up a potential antagonistic force, not necessarily like a villain or anything, because she seems like she's doing what we would generally consider in shows to be the right thing, which is taking out vampires and freeing them from being a vampire by killing them, but you know, trying to make people not suffer as a vampire. But this is a show where the vampires are the protagonists, so she's an antagonist in that way, you know. I hope we learn more about that sort of stuff in a fun way during this episode. I'm not sure, maybe Nazuna gets involved, because Nazuna was barely in last episode. I feel like I'm missing Nazuna now. I feel like I need more of her, because last episode she was basically just in one scene where she's like, hey, look at my new bed and all of that, and then she was in two, I think, like one scene where she does all that, and then another scene where she's like, what, you were out with another woman? I don't like that. And that was it. Those were the only times she appeared. So let's get into this episode of Call of the Night. Please make sure to like the video, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It will really help me out with everything. And also make sure to go to my Patreon account down in the description below to get full length and early access. It will be just a great idea, so go do that. So let's get into this episode of Call of the Night. Here we go. Oh, now Mahiru is finding out. Well, he saw it firsthand. You've also been kind of receiving vampire propaganda in a way. Yeah. You want to drink his blood? You getting desperate, Nazuna? Oh man. Yeah, he's seen some stuff now. Probably. Oh, I wish that conversation went on a bit longer. I guess it's continuing now. That's fine. Yeah, you got that right. Nope, no way. Well, the son did it, but she caused the death. I would stick with you for a while, I think, seeing all of that. She's ready for it. The sound! Are those the shoes she always wears? Because it's the first time I've noticed them. Cool long zoom. Oh my gosh. Look, everyone looks. Everyone takes a glance. You can't help it. You just gotta not be creepy about it. She could have been. That's a very normal fear that a lot of people have.
何がしたい
I don't know what he wants to
吸血
do.
鬼になってどうしてなりたいじゃあ今は自由じゃないのか 学校にも行ってない夜にふらついて
This is actually
なんでな
interesting.
りたいんだっけナズナちゃんがいるから
Yeah,
違う吸血鬼になりたいからナズナちゃんといる
Yeah, I don't know.
好きになりたくて
どっちになっても俺は
Oh, you wouldn't want Mahiru to be mad at you.
でも考えといてほしい
Since he seems like such a cool guy, you know?
どういうことか
どうしたこ辛抱たまらんくなったのか
少しだけ
Yeah, hug the boy. Hug him properly, Nazuna.
これがこうくんの部屋か妙だな
何が
エロ本が見つからない中学生男子の部屋だ
Well, he's got the
な
internet.
いんじゃなくてないんだよ母さんは多分仕事
I guess she's kind of like outdated, isn't she? Because she had like a bad phone and all that.
しかもわざわざベッドに座るしなんでそこ
Because it's comfortable.
ないってば
ゴロゴロするし落ち着かね
よっしゃ
She's really trying to expose him, huh?
やっぱり気が変わったか
なんでなりたいって聞かれたんだなんで吸血鬼にって
それで
It's an important
思うんだ
question.
けど実害があるなら別だ自分だけならまだしも友達を傷つけるのは
Hey, this is appropriate thoughts that he should have had in the first few episodes.
別に吸血鬼になんかならなくたって
Oh, what's his face? Nazuna? Oh.
その日常が非日常だからだ、君の日常は昼や学校対して夜だ
So if nighttime becomes your ordinary, it won't be
しかしど
special?
うだろうすでに日常化しているんじゃないか、非日常なんてものはね長くは続かないんだ
That's
よ
true.
吸血鬼なんて退屈なだけだよ
Oh.
ごめんね嘘ついてて
Oh.
おかげでゲームは上手くなったけど
なんで俺には楽しいことだけ教えようとしたの
Because she wanted someone else with her?
自分がそうありたかったんじゃないかな
Okay, new goal.
私は一旦帰るよ
Make Nazuna enjoy herself. Oh my god. This is like, I know it's a trope, but this is like the My Dress Up Darling episode. You know, the one, the Love Hotel episode.
何
ごめんシュウテその
She's gonna drink your blood.
チューされると思った
Oh, or just like lick the wound. There's not even any blood coming out. You gained nothing out of that, Nazuna. Cool eye catch, as always.
不登校だが成績はそこそこ優秀。趣味はあまり
Oh
な
my
いが
gosh.
スニーカーが好きで中古で安く集めている。
She knows
経
everything.
験はないが好みはおっぱいで書いてある。後々恥ずかしくなって
Oh, I don't like that she knows his porn habits.
初めてのせい。
No.
なんつって嘘推理探偵推理だよ探偵だからね
Yeah, she just Sherlocked
気
him.
なんだろうこの人
人が人を不幸にするのは時と場合によって仕方のないことだと思っているが吸血鬼にされるのはたまったもんじゃないと思っている
Really?
で本来なかったはずの不幸は私は許せない吸血鬼
Huh.
は人を不幸にしかしない
でもあれは
I get what
10年
she's
間血を吸わなかったからだ
saying.
って
そうだ
It's kind of an
彼は
exclusive
人間の誇り
perspective.
を守り通した名誉人間だからな
そんなことはな
もしかして君恋愛感情そのものが
Yeah, okay. You might be asexual, my man.
そしたら
Not that asexual people can't be
困ったね
romantic, but
100%吸血鬼になれないね
no, she's
吸
being
血鬼の存在を知っている
weird.
君は七草ナズナとかいう吸血鬼も安全ではないんじゃないか
Yeah,
な
she won't be.
二人とも殺されちゃうかもしれない
Mm-hmm.
そう探偵さんは本当に吸血鬼を殺せるんです
I
か
mean, you watched her
見
do
てい
it.
ただろ
Yeah.
方法は教えられないが君の返答次第だ
I can't tell you how. I know how.
君がきっ ちり人の道を生きるという
The vampire was touching silver and it hit the sun.
俺はあんたの考えを肯定できない。
Nice. I like that we're getting into this stuff.
ここのところ近所で中学生くらいの男の子が夜中に一人で遊んでいてちょっと怖いんですよね。電話したらすぐ来ちゃうんだな。
He's not going to be as free anymore, which is one of the things that he wanted. Damn.
吸血鬼を殺す方法も探偵さんの血がまずいって言ってた意味も、俺の血がうまいって言われる理由も、
Yeah, the blood tasting awful thing is important as well.
吸血鬼の何をどこまで知っているのか。
Wow, look at that color. Oh, the way it's like glowing red, like a severe red, is so cool. I love the coloring in this show.
夏菜ちゃんと話したい。
Your
どう
watch?
でもいい話を。
やっぱりヤモリくんだ。
Oh, hey.
でしたっけ。
お、正解。
Okay. Of course not the moonlight. That episode felt like it went by really quickly. And I think it's because they brought up a lot of the things that I've been thinking throughout this series. That I guess I thought they would eventually answer. Or at least bring up the question of, because I think they're important questions to ask. I think the only main thing that the show hasn't asked yet, which I think is an important and interesting question, is how did Nazuna become a vampire? That's a big question, because we've only ever talked about Nazuna in the context of being a vampire. We, as far as I remember, haven't ever heard about her life before being a vampire. Like, what kind of person was she? How did she become a vampire? She fell in love with another vampire. Who is that vampire? Was that a male vampire, or was that another female vampire? You know, like, there's a lot of questions there that we could ask. I mean, this could like be the story of like a lesbian vampire and an asexual boy trying to fall in love with each other. Like, that is something that could happen. Hold on. Sorry, if my voice starts to waver, it's probably because I need to cough, because I'm at the point in this sickness where the cough has reached like the tip of my throat, and so the cough is like at its most aggressive, which kind of sucks, because I was sick like 2 weeks ago, and then it went away, and then now I'm sick again. Like, this sucks. Anyway, so yeah, we want to know about Nazuna pre-vampire, but the questions they asked in this episode were stuff like, why does he want to become a vampire? Which, like, at the start of the show, it feels like they gave us a vague reason, but now they're sort of answering the question as like, Ko doesn't even really know himself. He doesn't get why he wants this. He just knows that like right now he's going along with it, and it feels like what he wants, but it might not be. Sometimes you'll just be going after something because you want something, but you're like, what you actually want isn't what you thought you wanted. This could be one of those situations. Maybe what he wants is, like, he actually just enjoys spending time with Nazuna, and this feels like a goal. This feels like a reason to spend time with her, you know? If it was just like, oh, I'm just spending time with her, like, that's not a good enough reason for him in his mind. So maybe that's the case. Maybe he's subconsciously picked up on the fact that Nazuna is lonely and bored, and his goal is actually to, like, give her eternal companionship by becoming a vampire, you know? Then she will have him forever, and they can, you know, at least if they're suffering, they can suffer together. There could be a modicum of reasons why this is happening. I mean, maybe it is just like because he is potentially, I keep saying he's like potentially asexual, because they even sort of brought that up in this episode. Like, maybe you have no sexual desires. They didn't say sexual desires, they said romantic desires. And that's important thing. When I claim asexual, I guess what I'm meaning is like asexual and aromantic, which you know, that they're as far as I am aware from ace people that I have talked to in the past and things that I've seen online about ace people, if you are ace, you're not necessarily aromantic. They don't have to come in a bundle package. So I'm just disclaimering that while I talk about this. Asexual, Ko might be asexual, and if that is the case, then then what it would be trying to do is, in being confused about his own sexuality, he's trying to fall in love and prove, like, this would prove that he fell in love, like that he's not lying about it if he turned into a vampire. So he wants proof that he can do it so he can feel normal rather than just accepting who he is. I'm sorry. And so, but I wonder if that's the story they're telling. If that's the story they're telling, that's a pretty interesting story. But it also makes us come to terms with the fact that he won't ever become a vampire if that's the only way to become a vampire. That also might not be the only way to become a vampire. I don't think we have all the answers yet. I also think it's interesting that they're talking about like drinking blood. Like, oh, are you going to drink the blood of your friends or whatever? But also, Nazuna has been drinking the blood of Ko, like, this whole time. And it's been fine, Like, Ko, I don't think has had any major health detriments because of that or whatever. If it's generally fine for a vampire to drink your blood every few days or whatever, then I almost don't see the problem. Like, if we're just like, okay, vampires exist, and they're just like people, except for the fact that they have to drink blood, and they have this urge to drink blood. And if you fall in love with a vampire, and that vampire drinks your blood, then you also become a vampire. Okay. So, if that's the case, if they're not being evil, then there's actually not really that much of a problem with vampires, as long as they are still following all the rules of our society, including, like, consent rules. If the people you're drinking the blood of are consenting to having their blood drank, then it's fine, right? Like, there's not really an issue there, because the people are fine with it. Now, of course, the more vampires there are, the harder it would be to find people who are consenting to it, because there might not be enough, and I guess then is when you would start to run into problems. But right now, I don't think it's that much of a problem, which is funny to say. Like, I don't know if I've seen a piece of vampire media that I've just been like, they should just, live among people and it's fine. Like, let's just ignore them. Just let them live their lives. That's interesting. Yeah, and now we've got Hatsuka, who appeared at the end of the episode, and maybe she's going to be helpful to the struggles that Ko's going through right now. I'm not quite sure, but I did definitely enjoy this episode quite a bit. So I'm going to now go and try to clear my throat out a little bit. But thank you very much for watching this episode of Call of the Night. Please make sure to like the video, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed yourself. And go to my Patreon account in the description below if you want to support me and get early access, full-length reactions, and exclusive videos. They are all on my Patreon account. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.